Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders, and the men of great millstone, and salutations to the hopeful and faithful elect out there preaching His word in all diligence and sincerity. I want to do a short lesson about diligence and rightly dividing the word of truth versus being a wingman. All right, this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Clicking this word study. In the Greek, the word study is spoudazo, and it means to hasten, make haste, to exert oneself, endeavor, give diligence. So the key word is give diligence. So you got to give diligence, you know what I'm saying, in this work, reading these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, doing the things that the Most High want us to do. So study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you gotta break down these scriptures properly and correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, shame it's a shameful thing. Number one, that word shame is salakia. Say needed not to be ashamed. So needed not to be ashamed is one Greek word, and it's anipaiskuntos. Anipaiskuntos. That means having no cause to be ashamed. Because when we got the proper understanding of this doctrine, so we're not gonna be ashamed. All right, but if you don't, and if you get the winging it, going off your Proverbs say, lean not to your own understanding. It say trust in Proverbs 3:5 say trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. Because if you lean on to your own understanding, you're gonna be ashamed. Number one, because you ain't speaking properly. That's shame from the you're gonna be ashamed for the Lord, because number one, you miss handling his holy scriptures. And then number two, if you out there preaching, out there teaching on the line, and you just out there fucking rambling and winging it, and you got somebody that come up to listen that may or may not know a little something, then he may confound you, man, because you don't know what the hell you talking about. All right, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 15. It says, matter of fact, I start at 14. Say, settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth, and that's Yahweh Shai speaking. He said, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Because the scripture says, I have given you an unction to know all things. So we know the left hand and we know the right hand because of these scriptures. You know, the scriptures might have you looking into some science or looking into some geography or looking into some health, medicine, whatever. So the scriptures, like Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, through these scriptures, done gave us an unction to know all things. So that's the mouth we got. These scriptures is our mouthpiece. So we gonna come out of what these scriptures say that nobody gonna be able to gainsay. You're not gonna be able to. You can scoff. All you can do is scoff because you can't resist it. All right. This is next scripture is this is Titus 1:9. So like it real quick. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 9. Say, holding fast the faithful word as he have been taught. So as these scriptures have been taught to us from elder men on down, you know, we're holding fast to that he may be able by sound doctrine. Like, matter of fact, let me get that scripture in here. So like I want to look up a couple words. Titus 1:9. It say, holding fast the faithful word as he have been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine. What's sound doctrine? That means sound in the Greek is hugiaino, to be sound, to be well, to be in good health. Metaphorically, of Christians whose opinions are free from any mixture of error. So this doctrine, the doctrine that we push in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the complete, unadulterated, unmolested truth, it's without any mixture of error. So holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayer. Because when we out there teaching on the line, even when we doing our sit downs, it's not always fuck you, you gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Because that word exhort in the Greek is parakalio, and that means to call to one side, call for someone to address, speak to, which may be done in the way of Salakia, which may be done in the way of exhortation, entreaty, comfort, because the truth is comfort to the elect out there. It's some people out there. It's some the Lord got His elect out there that may not know the truth yet. So depending on the spirit they come in, we may have to comfort them with these scriptures, instruct them, admonish them, entreat, beseech, to strive to appease, to console. All right, and it also to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. You know what I'm saying? So that's our job out there. We in this, you know what I'm saying? We in this thing fulfilling out an office, fulfilling out a job. We got a job title. All right. This is James. Let me get James 1 and 5. So like, yeah. This is James chapter 1, verse 5. It say, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. So, if you want a further, a deeper, or, understanding of these scriptures, then you got to ask the Lord. I mean, the scriptures say, lean not to your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? You want a revelation, or you want something to be revealed, then you ask of the Lord. The scripture just told you that. You ask the Most High. All right. I'm about to wrap it up with this scripture right here. This is Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 6. Start at verse 32. It says, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. So if that's your desire, you know what I'm saying, you got to allow yourself to be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says, he that have an ear, let him hear. So that you got the mind to be taught. That's your will is to want understanding. You will do what these scriptures saying. It says, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. So when these, let's say you minding your business and the scriptures being discussed, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures being discussed and you on your phone. Now you can multitask. You can be on your phone, but if you're gonna be on your phone, the scripture says, be willing to hear every godly discourse, because that's a godly discourse. The scriptures being discussed. You hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? You playing the game or something? Pause. Wait a minute. You watch the movie? Pause. What you say about you get that understanding if you might not have it, or you might add to it. It says, and if thou seest the man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. So if it's a brother, it's somebody that got understanding in the scriptures higher than yours, then you wear him out. You got your questions. Hey man, such and such, such and such. Hey, I was reading Isaiah 18. Can you break down verse 5? It say get him betimes. All right, it says, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord. And the ordinance of the Lord is this book. All these ordinances is another word for law. And this whole book is the book of the law. And it says, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. All right, and that last part was playing. If you do all these things, he gonna establish your heart meaning your mind. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give thee wisdom at thy own desire, man. And so with that, I want to say, don't be a fucking wingman. And you ain't got to be a wingman. We got the breakdown right here. I mean, the breakdown is at our not at our convenience. I don't want to say that word, but it's in our reach. You know what I'm saying? You got, because the scripture said, when you go back to verse 34, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. So we got elders, we got the apostles and the elders and the men under him. Like, they may not have that title as elder, but they still elders. Elder just basically mean older or age. So they aged in the truth, seasoned, if you will. So we got men like that. So, with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord willing, this was an edified video to the Lord's elect out there, and I want to say shalom.